Hello, my name is Diana Guerrero. I am a student at the Universidad Técnica Particular de Loja. I am taking the subject language testing, and then I am going to present a very interesting topic for the education sector. The subject that I am going to expose is scoring and rubrics. The first part is a concept, scoring rubrics. Rubrics are ways to establish custom scoring criteria or outcome-based scoring criteria. A rubric is an assessment tool to communicate quality expectations. Rubrics are usually made up of rows and columns. Rows are used to define the various criteria used to evaluate a task. Columns are used to define performance levels on each criteria. Rubrics can be configured as non-scoring rubrics, allowing for non-point grading based on assessment and results. This concept I take at the platform Canvas, and this is the link. I have two questions. The first question is, why do we use scoring rubrics when assessing speaking and writing skills? In the teaching of the English language, we have two categories of abilities. We have the passive linguistic abilities, that are those that do not force the students to produce the language actively, which are reading and listening. And on the other hand, we have the productive skills that are speaking and writing, which require more energy to achieve good results. Then the use of rubrics on these skills is essential because it allows us to assess and qualify aspects of a student's performance. Through the rubrics, we can also identify the successes to repeat them and the errors to avoid them. And when the students have ability to then they can change and improve in the performance of the different activities, and in this way their productive skills can improve. The adequate use of evaluation instruments is transcendental for the improvement of the teaching and learning process. The productive skills of the English language, listening and writing, must have assessment instruments capable of measuring the positive and negative aspects of student learning. Deeply understand what the students know or understand according to what teachers have wanted to convey and according to what the students produce. The application of an adequate rubric serves as a guide to give a score, but also to analyze and give directed feedback. In addition, it must be available to students so that they can see what aspects are going to be qualified by the teacher. And in this case, it must focus on developing productive skills, that is, seeking to improve students' ability to communicate both in writing and oral form. The other question is, what is the difference between analytic and holistic rubrics? I have taken these examples from the page ResearchGate, of which I attached the link. This is the link. And come on. The holistic rubrics establish in a general way what the teacher expects from the student. That is, the general performance of the student is evaluated. This can use the percentage scoring method. The holistic rubric is a summative assessment rather than a formative one, and the information obtained with this type of rubric is not very detailed. With this type of rubric, joint analysis of the process or results obtained is carried out. Instead, analytical rubrics can be presented by means of rows and columns with evaluation criteria. This allows we to assess students' performance using multiple criteria in a single rubric. This type of rubric is used to analyze in detail subcategories that we want to know. It allows apparently assessing the different parts of the process. And finally, to assign the rating soon of each of the evaluated aspect is made. I add in this part the reference that I have used to carry out this work. Thanks for your attention.